What is going on? Welcome back to Knicks Media. The Knicks completely dominate the Timberwolves, 133-107. Karl Anthony-Towns, in his return to Minnesota, the homecoming, he goes absolutely nuclear. The Knicks go crazy in the second quarter. Cat just made NBA history tonight. He put up a stat line that the NBA world has never seen. Okay, this is what Karl Anthony-Towns is doing right now. What he's doing for the New York Knicks is sensational. The fact that he did it back in Minnesota was insane. He dropped 30 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 three-pointers, shooting 100% from downtown. That's the first time in NBA history, according to StatMuse. Okay, so Cat is doing things we've never seen before. Back-to-back 2020 games as well. And this is just a really great sign, Knicks fans. It's been a long time, it feels like, since the Knicks last played a basketball game. I'm excited to be talking about this Knicks team. It felt like I haven't made a recap video in like a month, right? It's been like, what, 4 or 5 days? The Knicks have played 2 games in a span of a week or so because of the NBA Cup, obviously. Man, it feels good the Knicks are back. Knicks fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments right now of Karl Anthony-Towns and the New York Knicks going into Minnesota and putting on a show against Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. Big shout out to BetUS for being the proud sponsor of Knicks Media all season long. Make sure you take advantage of that 150% bonus when you use the code YouTube150 on your first deposit. 125% on your next 2, up to $2,000. They got the best NBA prop bets. They got Knicks bets for every single game, money lines, spreads, even futures. If you want to bet on the Knicks to do something crazy this year across the NBA, definitely go check out BetUS, the #1 online sports book, sponsoring Knicks Media all season long. Of course, bet responsibly, folks. Now, another player that went crazy in this game, which is a joy to see, man, Mikal Bridges. I believe he dropped 29 points on an efficient 12 of 18 from the field, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, I was sitting there watching this game in that second quarter in just disbelief and just like in awe of this team, because what they were doing today was just absolutely what you've been dreaming of as a Knicks fan for years. At least that's my opinion. I always looked at the Knicks growing up, and when they were struggling year after year, I would turn on, the big game of the week on TNT or the NBA. That's not a Knicks game, and watch like 2 teams go at it. I'm like, wow, these teams are just fun to watch. They move the ball well. Why can't the Knicks do that, right? That was always my perception of the Knicks. When will they ever be considered one of the league's best and look like a quality basketball team? And they look like that tonight, man. They just look like a quality team that's playing together. Karl Anthony-Towns, the game came to him. Man, he dropped 32 points and he shot the ball 12 times. Somebody make that make sense. Like, the quality of basketball that the Knicks are playing with this season is fantastic. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but the Knicks have been on a tear. And it's the quietest tear I think I've ever seen. The Knicks are winning games. The last 15 games, they are at the top of the league in a lot of different metrics across stat lines. And they're winning, and they're opportunistic. They're getting better and better. One person goes off each and every night. I mean, there's so many storylines to bring up in this game, right? The emotions in the first quarter was really intriguing, right? You saw Karl Anthony-Towns get a video tribute. It was his homecoming, and you can tell how much Minnesota means to Karl Anthony-Towns and also how beloved he is by the city of Minnesota. As a Knicks fan, that was really cool to see, man, because that city, Minnesota, loves Karl Anthony-Towns. That tells you who he is as a person. That tells you, us Knicks fans, who he is. He's ours now. He's the co-face of the franchise with Jalen Brunson and the boys. And this Knicks team, the city of New York, us Knicks fans, we've embraced Karl Anthony-Towns, and I think he's been exceeding every Knicks fan's expectations when we got him, because let's be honest, we traded for him right before the season. So we didn't have a lot of time to even develop expectations for Karl Anthony-Towns as a Knick. Mikal Bridges we traded for in June, so we had a whole offseason all right, Mikal Bridges on the Knicks, what is he going to be? But Cat, he came to the Knicks the day before training camp started, and then all of a sudden he's just a Knick before the season. No one saw it coming at that time, and he's playing the best basketball of his entire career. He's arguably one of the best players in the entire NBA right now. I mean, someone tell me that he's not. I mean, there's going to be a point, and I don't know if this has been talked about, but when are we going to start talking about MVP? I mean, I don't know. I know that there's a lot of players around the league that are above Karl Anthony-Towns in certain stat lines, but if Cat can keep stacking up performances like he has the last 2 games and start just growing crazy, #1 in rebounding. I mean, the rebounding is off the charts. 20 rebounds tonight, 20 rebounds last game, 18 rebounds, 19 rebounds. I mean, the guy is just putting up numbers that are video game like. Also, he's still shooting like a ridiculous number from beyond the arc. The volume from downtown is sensational. I don't know the exact number. I need to double check while I'm making this video because I'm curious. His three-point percentage is off the charts this season, and I want to get the exact number so I can give you guys. He's shooting 52.6% from the field, 13.9 rebounds per game, which, by the way, is the lead in the entire league. So that tells you right there, best rebounder right now. Now, the three-point shooting is staggering, man. I don't think this counts tonight. 44% he's shooting from three. And I don't think that counts the 5-for-5 shooting he just put up in tonight's game. So that tells you all you need to know. Cat may be entering the MVP conversations if that points per game goes up, which right now there's every chance it could. And listen, Cat doesn't need to win MVP. I know I'm getting ahead of myself because we have another player on this team that is the captain, and Jalen Brunson, who the beautiful thing about the Knicks is we're not relying on Cat to put up 30 points and 32 points and 20 rebounds a game. This Knicks team is so deep, right? We got Bridges who can give you 29. We got Jalen Brunson who can get you 30+. We got OG Anunoby who can do some great things. Josh Hart didn't even play tonight. So I know I'm getting ahead of myself with Cat in the MVP conversations, but he's just putting up numbers that's video game-like. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe he could be in the conversation. The way the Knicks played in the second quarter was just an absolute joy to watch, and I'm still high off it, to be honest. Shout out to Precious Achiuwa, who filled in for Josh Hart, his first start of the season. He played 28 minutes and had a double-double. So big night for Precious, 13 points, 10 rebounds. One three-pointer, right? 1 for 1 from downtown. The first shot attempt, he's shooting 100% from downtown. Shout out Precious. I feel like what the Knicks have at depth when healthy is getting better and better as the season goes on. Even Jericho Sims, I felt like had quality minutes. Cameron Payne, even though he starts shooting the ball a lot. But Deuce McBride, big time play off the bench. 16 points for Deuce off the bench with 8 assists and 5 rebounds, 4 threes. I mean, Deuce came in off the bench with a plus 23. It was working for everybody, man. And that's really when the run kind of started, actually, is when Deuce came in that second quarter. Jalen Brunson was on the bench when the Knicks completely took over this game in that second quarter. The Timberwolves got off to a fast start. Another storyline is Julius Randle took all the shots in the first quarter. He was red hot. The Timberwolves were winning by like 9 points or something. And I'm like, oh, wow, Randall's definitely taking this game a little serious. His first game against his former team as well. I'm like, all right, maybe it's going to be a fun little back and forth. No, right? Tibbs calls a timeout, and then all of a sudden you go into the second quarter. The Knicks are up by 15 in a blink of an eye. Cat isn't missing. Brunson's hitting shots. I mean, it was a joy to watch, man. And at the end of the day, Knicks fans enjoy this win. It's been a while since we were able to watch the Knicks, so it feels good to actually watch them back out there. I'm excited to see what's coming in the future of this Knicks team down the stretch. I'm actually going to be at the game Monday against the Toronto Raptors, which I'm really, really excited about. I feel like that's going to be an awesome game to see R.J. Barrett back in the house. But at the end of the day, man, and who are they versus actually before that? Yeah, they got New Orleans on Saturday. That should easily be a win. I mean, the Pelicans are 5-23, so maybe, at least I hope it's going to be a win. The Knicks are now 17-10, and they should start going on a little run, right? The schedule is really easy to finish off the calendar year of 2024. We got the Pelicans, the Raptors, Spurs. Magic is a tough team, but the Knicks have been able to beat them as of late. Washington, back-to-back before we enter the new calendar year of 2025. So those are a lot of winnable games. I would love to see the Knicks go on a little winning streak and catch some steam, man, because this Knicks team is just getting better and better as the season goes on, man. Shout out to Big Cat for putting up historical numbers, man. Oh, it's a joy to watch. He's our star, baby. Our star. Go vote for the Knicks in the All-Star game. Jalen Brunson and Cat should be the leaders. They both should make the All-Star game. And that's a fact, man. Go vote for those two. I don't know. Maybe OG has a chance, but I don't know. I know for a fact Brunson and Cat deserves it. So you guys hit that like button for the boys. Subscribe to the channel, Knicks fans. Enjoy the W. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring Knicks Media. Yet again, don't forget to use the code YouTube150. Love you guys. Let's go, Knicks. I'll see you next time. Peace.